Hey JVIC members, welcome to the shopping carts video for October 2014. We'll go through these questions now. First question says, I understand that one shopping cart doesn't offer ezine templates like Mailchimp does. Is there a free or cheap resource for ezine templates that I can use on one shopping cart? So first I want to talk about using HTML pretty emails versus plain text emails. Usually for marketing and with almost all of the 6- and 7-figure clients I work with, they don't do their communicating with people through fancy, pretty HTML templates like flowery emails and pictures and stuff like that. Now, a few do, so I don't want to say that that nobody does it, but I'll just say that as a rule, it's sure is easier to implement and get out simple plain text emails than nice, pretty ezine templates. And on top of that, a plain text email looks more like an email from a friend than a perhaps more formal company newsletter template would. So most marketers that I know, or most business owners, most of the 6- and 7-figure people I know don't use ezine templates for their newsletters and their mailing. They just send out plain text emails. But if you want to do this, and it's okay to do, especially if you're doing like a formal ezine, it's almost like a magazine, a publication, you could do that. As far as a free or cheap resource, I would probably go to Fiverr, Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com, and hire somebody to design an ezine newsletter template that I could then use and put into one shopping cart. And you can absolutely do that. You can absolutely copy and paste the HTML into one shopping cart. Another solution I found online, which I thought looked pretty good when I was searching for, what did I search? Free ezine templates. Which one was it? This one here, Judy Vorfeld's ezine template. The thing that really made me think that this might be a good way to go is just that it's featured on Locker Gnome, and this Chris Perillo guy, I really trust this guy. So it looks like you just fill out all your information and you hit submit, and I guess it spits back out the HTML. I didn't use it, and I'm not saying we absolutely recommend you do this, but it is endorsed by a guy that I trust, so there's probably something to that. But again, all things equal, I would just go with plain text. It's easier to manage, and it feels more natural, like a natural email to people. But if I was going to do it, I would not be using that Judy site I just recommended. I would go to Fiverr.com and I'd say, hey, I'm looking for a professional template. Send me some examples, and let me pick something close to what you've already done. I'll tell you what to change, and let's do that. But again, I think having an ezine where you have to every week or every month scramble to get content and find quotes and put stuff in there, you're just making work for yourself. Instead, I would say just have a normal, you could call it a newsletter, but basically a normal email list where you're sending out emails to people, and you got JV partners endorsing you, and you're sending emails to those people saying, hey, great to get to know you, et cetera, rather than having a formal ezine. So my advice is don't do it, but if you're going to do it, perhaps try Fiverr, or you can Google and go with that one that I found, or whatever you like. So there's my answer for you. Okay, let's move on. Can you set up recurring payments for donations through PayPal? Yes. Or should you use a shopping cart like one shopping cart? Yes. You can do both. You could either have for recurring payments, you could have just simply a PayPal button. That's actually what I do with my clients when they pay me per month to be their coach and work with them. I just give them a PayPal button. I just say, here's your PayPal. It's actually a link. And when they click on it, then every month it automatically bills them, pays me, just like clockwork. And if you're a coach and you have clients, the recurring payments thing in PayPal can be a great way to go, and it works for donations too, of course. Now, one shopping cart recently announced that they now support recurring payments in PayPal. It used to be that they only supported just like a single payment through PayPal. That made payment plans and stuff like that a little hard and awkward. But I think it was like March of 2012 or sometime, not too long ago, they announced that they now support recurring payments with PayPal. So if you're already using one shopping cart, you could just send people that way, and then they could choose whether they wanted to use PayPal or their credit card for those recurring payments. All right, next question. Have you tried Premium Web Cart? No, I have not. It's a totally integrated system. If you're already using it, then great. I would say go with it. Stay with it. If you're trying to consider what to go with, we recommend one shopping cart. That's just what I want to tell you. Is I don't have any of my 6- and 7-figure clients or people I know who are using premium web cart, and it might be totally great. It might be an awesome solution. You may have discovered the next best, or the next new thing, best thing, or whatever. But I haven't heard any buzz about it, and so I'm really hesitant to say let's all go check out premium web cart. But again, if you're already using it and you love it, and it does everything that it needs to do, which is lets you build an email list and lets you collect money and have affiliate systems and ideally one-click upsells, then stay with it. Great. And you guys can shop around and check it out. But I will tell you that we would prefer to support you with one shopping cart questions because we know it so well. It's what Rich and Milana use. It's what I use. It's what a lot of my clients and peers use, is one shopping cart, and we can support that really well. The other two big ones that people use that we know are Ontraport, which used to be called Office Autopilot, and Infusionsoft. So those are kind of the big three shopping cart systems that we know and recommend. One shopping cart being the most affordable, which does everything that it needs to do. So yeah, if premium web cart is a totally integrated system, fantastic. But I don't know anything about it. I don't know enough to answer your questions about it. Probably have to tell you to go with their support people to help you. Okay, next question. One shopping cart said that people on my LinkedIn list would have to double opt in to comply with canned spam. Yeah, it's tough to import people from a list, especially if you cannot prove that they double opted in to be on your list in the first place. So any suggestions around this, and does Infusionsoft also insist on this? I believe Infusionsoft does insist on this. I could be wrong, but I think that they do. And then just wondering if I should consider Infusionsoft instead. I don't know. I don't think so. And I don't know how many people you have on your LinkedIn list, but I've taken numbers bigger than 1,000 of email addresses and just manually entered them into one shopping cart. It's kind of a pain, and I can't advise on the legality of that solution. So proceed at your own risk. But yeah, I mean, if you have to import a list and one shopping cart's going to contact everybody and say, do you really want to be on this list? Most of them are just going to ignore the email, and you won't be able to move very many of them over. So one strategy you could try is I think LinkedIn calls it like LinkedIn Mail or InMail. I think it's called InMail. And you can actually email your LinkedIn contacts and invite them to come over and opt into your one shopping cart free gift. You'll get some of them over that way anyway. And then for the rest of them, yeah, I guess the more I think about it, when people connect to you on LinkedIn, they're not really saying they want your stuff. They just want to be connected to you on LinkedIn. So I think you need to be kind of careful. You're probably approaching that spammy edge that we want to stay away from with LinkedIn. Now, if you have another email solution, like let's say Constant Contact or aWeber, and you've collected opt-ins that way, then you might try that little ninja trick of moving them into one shopping cart manually by copying and pasting their information over. But yeah, all things equal, yeah, the one shopping cart, Infusion, Ontraport, they're all not just going to accept a list of email addresses blindly that you say, oh yeah, these people want to be on my email list. They're going to want proof. And so that is kind of a tough nut to crack. I've cracked it by manually entering in those addresses. And you can also crack it by working closely with one shopping cart or Infusionsoft or Ontraport and just showing them how the people really do want to be on your list. It's just that in this, with LinkedIn, I don't think they really said they wanted to be on your list. So yeah, I'd probably try to use LinkedIn solution, that InMail, to reach those people and see if you can just get them to move over that way. That's probably the best in this exact case. But again, if you guys have other emails like opt-in solutions like aWeber, Mailchimp, Constant Contact, iContact, those kind of things, and you're trying to move them into a one shopping cart, yeah, you might contact one shopping cart and just say, hey, I want to move these people over, but I don't want to lose a whole bunch of people on my list. Can you help me with that? Works really well, especially before you sign up with them, because you got that leverage of maybe I'll go with someone else. Okay, do you know about the steps of setting up a merchant account to accept payments using the Square technology? I think you're talking about what I would just call Square. Square is what lets you take credit cards on your mobile phone. So if you're at a craft show and you're selling your crafts and your arts, you can take people's credit cards and swipe them on a little, they call it a dongle, a little thing on your cell phone, and then that'll process. That's different than probably what we're talking about here, especially with joint ventures. I did a little bit of research into this and didn't see how it could easily integrate with one shopping cart. I think Square has mostly been designed to allow you to use your cell phone in person and swipe a credit card. That's what I got from it. So I have a Square account. I have a little Square thing. I swipe my own credit card just to see how it works, but I've never hooked it up to one shopping cart or anything like that, and I don't think you can. So my answer is I just simply don't think it works. I think you need to sign up for a merchant account, and the merchant account, if you're going to use one shopping cart or Entreport or Infusionsoft, we would recommend you go with I think it's called Direct Pay. Now, I think it used to be called Practice Pay Solutions. Let me just practicepaysolutions.com. Let's see if that redirects to Direct Pay. Yeah, it's directpayinc.com. So, yeah, we'd recommend you go to inc.com, and they will set you up so you can take credit cards. They're really friendly over there, and I know a lot of people who know the president of that company. I don't know him, but I know a lot of people who do. So it's a trustworthy company. Okay, so next, I'm thinking of using opencart rather than one shopping cart. Do I know anything about opencart? I do not. The only thing I know is I don't know anyone using opencart, and that's a flag to me. So I'd rather see you go with one shopping cart because it's proven, solid. Your partners will know and respect one shopping cart. If they see you're using opencart, they might not trust it. Is really what that means. But again, you know, it's up to you. It's your business. I just think that with one shopping cart, it's a home run. With opencart, it's kind of a mystery. So I don't know enough about it. I just know that I don't know anybody using it, so I would not recommend it. You transfer your people from an aWeber list to one shopping cart if you want to start with a lower cost. So I think what you're asking here is, can you go ahead and sign up with aWeber to get going and then move them into one shopping cart later? The answer is yes, you can, but if you guys are getting JV ready and you're going to be doing JVs soon, it's really hard to make to basically set up all the affiliate stuff in aWeber. You can do it. You can segment people into different buckets, or you can try to use WordPress plugins and stuff like that. But if you're going to be doing JVs in the next 1 or 2 months, I would just maybe wait till the last minute if you need to, but go with one shopping cart and just make sure that your first JV is an awesome one, and you you make some sales and pay for one shopping cart and put some money in your pocket. So all things equal, I would recommend not going with aWeber, but instead starting with one shopping cart. If you're already on aWeber, or if you just decide you're going to do that anyway, yes, you can move your people over. One thing you might want to do is make your aWeber people do something called double opt-in. They call it a verified opt-in. And it's kind of a pain. You'll lose subscribers this way, but they have to basically confirm that they really want to be on your list or get your free gift. And when they do that, you can then easily move them into one shopping cart without any hassles. But if they're not double opt-in, if they did not confirm their subscription, one shopping cart is going to give you a problem with any kind of automatic import. And so, in the past, I've moved people from an aWeber export into one shopping cart, one at a time, copy and paste. I had to fill out that little CAPTCHA text to prove I wasn't a robot, and it's kind of a hassle. So all things equal, I just go ahead and start with one shopping cart. But if you insist on aWeber, yes, it can work. It's just going to cause you a headache down the line. Okay, next question, last question on this category. Thank you so much for your great advice. I have a few questions. I have aWeber and love it. Yeah, I have aWeber too. I think it's great for email marketing. I have the WordPress plugin for affiliates, and I also love that. Okay, so this person is somehow using aWeber and an affiliate plugin. Probably also some way of collecting payment. I don't see that in here, but yeah, probably sort of duct taping a bunch of things together. I know you really want us to step up and use one shopping cart, etc. Well, I mean, if you've got something that's already working, I would say you don't need to change over to one shopping cart. Like if you've got all the technology handled and it's working and doing everything you want it to do, then stay with what you've got. There's no need to drop what's working. But I sure wouldn't advise a new person to go try to connect all these things together. I know there are a lot of people who want to start this way, and I think they should know this is an option. Okay, so yeah, now they know it's an option. It's not a recommended option though. We recommend the all-in-one, just flat out works out of the box solution, not the try to connect all this stuff together and so on. But yeah, it is an option. It's absolutely an option. What is it that my plugin doesn't do that you would like it to do? I'd like it to be all-in-one. I'd like for it to be one solution, not piecemeal. Please see the screenshots. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I didn't look through your screenshots, but I realized that there are some plugins out there that sort of try to make up for one shopping cart. Again, the acid test that I use is none of my 6- and 7-figure clients are doing this. They all have an all-in-one solution. They either have one shopping cart, or they have Entreport, which used to be called Office Autopilot, or they have Infusionsoft. None of them are duct taping these things together to make them work. And so, you know, you say in here, I know it will be harder to switch later. Yeah, absolutely. And you're willing to do that. Okay, if you're willing to do that, fine. That's no problem. But I mean, you guys are doing joint venture. You're not just taking baby steps in business. You're doing a JV, which I mean, one JV can like pay for years of a shopping cart system, for example, if you do what Rich and Milana are teaching you. So I don't know. Yeah, if it was me, I would not do this, even though I'm very technical. I'm a programmer, and I feel real comfortable connecting things with duct tape and making it all work. I still have one shopping cart. So I'm putting my money where my mouth is with one shopping cart. You guys can do whatever you want. Just, you know, if you're not super techie or don't have access to a super techie person, I'd really caution you against doing it that way. So, all right, we are going to move on to the next video. Thanks.